JJ the CPA here. Hope you're doing well. So did you file a Form 7200 to get one of the 3 tax credits that came out of the CARES Act or the Appropriations Act? Those credits would be either for the Employee Retention Tax Credit or the Sick Leave Tax Credit or the Family Paid Leave Tax Credit. So if you filed Form 7200 and you got a letter back that looks like this, and it'll say Form 7200. There's going to be potentially some variances in the reasons that you got the letter. But the point of this video is to let you know that letter does not mean you've been denied the credit. It's not possible. When you file the Form 7200, all you're listing is what your credit is. There's not enough information on the Form 7200 for the IRS to be able to determine if you qualify or not. So this 100% is not a denial of your tax credit. What this letter is stating is that they can't process the Form 7200. They're going to give you some reasons. Now, the first thing I'm going to note, because I did a video on this, is that if you know you filed a Form 7200 before you filed 941, you probably still got this letter. Hang tight, because the IRS is just within a day or two sending a check that matches that Form 7200. There just seems to be a cross at the IRS. So if you got the Form 7200, you didn't get a check within an appropriate amount of time, or it's clear from the letter that they're simply not going to process it, and there's no remedy because you can't amend a Form 7200. You can't resubmit it. And most of the time, if you got a Form 7200, you're trying to get an advance on your credit. So if you've already filed Form 941 when you get this letter, and for those of you that filed anything retroactive into 2020 and you put it on a Form 7200 in January, like millions and millions of small business owners, and for whatever reason your Form 941 was filed before you filed your Form 7200, or pick a million reasons why the IRS is now just going to not file or process, if you will, that Form 7200. You just file a Form 941X then to get your credit. In my opinion, as a CPA practicing for 28 years, if your credit is related to 2020, you filed a Form 7200 and you got this letter, if you don't get your check soon thereafter, then you just file a Form 941X. Whatever these reasons are that they're giving you, because we've seen a couple of different reasons, even though the client still ended up getting their check within a day or two. If there are reasons here and they're simply not going to process it, there's really no reason to battle anything related to the Form 7200 because it's too late for those of you that are getting a credit for 2020. Why am I saying that? Well, because your Form 941 should have already been filed. So at the date that you're getting this letter, it will be after the due date of Form 941. So your remedy is to file a 941X. The reason I'm stating that is that you could spend a lot of time and effort and angst trying to fight this, and maybe you're a CPA or an EA and for whatever reason you want to fight it. Well, that's okay. All I'm saying is I think then the easier remedy is if they're not going to give you your check because the Form 7200, for whatever reason, they're not going to not only process it, but they're definitely not going to send you a check, then you just file a 941X. You file a 941X, you can either file it all for fourth quarter as the law allows, or if your credit is all in second quarter, you can file it on second quarter. If it's all in first quarter, you can file it on the second quarter because that's your only option for 2020. Now, for those of you that are filing a Form 7200 for the 2021 tax credit, meaning your payroll in 2021, you're filing a Form 7200, and you get one of these letters. Well, you have 2 remedies. One is reduce down a future payroll deposit and then reconcile it all on your Form 941 for first quarter or for second quarter, depending on when you're watching this, for 2021. So again, if you have payroll in 2021 and that payroll is qualifying for one of those three credits and you're filing a Form 7200 and you have then clearly filed the Form 7200 before your Form 941 was filed, well, then you can wait also to file Form 941 and just take the tax credit there. This Form 7200 letter does not deny your credit. They don't have enough information to deny it. Or I guess you could also try and rectify the Form 7200, but it clearly indicates you can't amend it. So you can just resubmit another one and then you reconcile it all on the Form 941. The overall point of this video is to let you know this letter does not deny your credit, period. Okay? There's not enough information on the Form 7200 for them to know that it's denied or that you don't qualify or you do qualify. So that letter no way is telling you you don't qualify. Find the other remedy to go ahead and still benefit from the tax credit. So hopefully this helps you out. I want to let you know I did a seminar that you can get instant access to on the Employee Retention Tax Credit. 2.5-hour seminar with you get the PDF of the PowerPoint that goes along with it, well over 140 pages. I also have additional videos talking about other aspects that go along with it, talking about how to qualify. One of the videos for sure is not public. Give you links to everything related to the Employee Retention Tax Credit. So even though a number of those links are public, I got them all in one place, but I also give you a flow chart on how to qualify and see how you qualify for 2020 and 2021 for the Employee Retention Tax Credit, some Excel spreadsheets, some examples, all in one place. You get instant access. It's only $97 for a ton of information. So I'll put a link to that in the body of this video as well. All right. Hey, thanks for tuning in. I'd love it if you'd subscribe. And then don't you ever forget, you've never met a CPA quite like me. Have a great one.